Awesome. So I am one of the co-founders of Bacarai, and quite simply, we help airlines automate their group sales programs and publish into our central marketplace. So before we start, I want to get everyone on the same page about group airfare. So here's some of the basics. Group airfare is a product that almost every airline sells. It's for passengers of 10 or more traveling together. Think schools, sports teams, tour operators. It allows for the customer to delay payment and pay in stages, and then also allows for free cancellations. It makes it a very unique product. Now, the problem is that over 100 airlines around the world sell group airfare offline. Now, there is a cost to this. So globally, the airlines spend about $1.2 billion servicing the product. And then there's the same cost on the consumer side. Oh, I'm missing a number in the middle, but that's 1.3 billion is how much that the airlines are missing out on potential revenue from the ability to bundle the product and sell additional services. And then group airfare has a crazy high cancellation rate of 50%, which is a huge problem because most of these cancellations come at 90 days or at about 30 days. So this is the insane customer journey that's currently happening around the world now. Meet Derek, and we had a cool animation, but Derek, his shopping experience, he has to go to each airline and request a quote over the phone or via email, and he holds the space as he shops. Derek doesn't need 200 flights, so most of these will end up canceling. Now, our product is fairly simple. We work with airlines directly to automate their group sales product. We offer them a white labeled solution as the baby step into creating a digital product. And then once they have everything from pricing and ticketing and payments automated, they can choose to publish their rates into our central marketplace, which we believe is how customers shop, and it's really the future of group airfare. So the world is changing. Admittedly, there are a handful of airlines that have taken steps to automate their group sales programs, and there's going to be more in the future. And all of these brands that are on here, they're actually going to be really easy to work with and publish their rates and availability into our marketplace, and then drive into their branded product. Every time that we meet with an airline, they're like, okay, this sounds good. It sounds like it should exist already. But what's in it for us? Well, right off the bat, we would reduce their cost. We would dramatically reduce their cancellations, and with NDC coming down the pipeline, we would do some seriously cool things with being able to sell large groups of people additional services. So we'd increase their revenue. We have a very simple business model. We charge a per passenger ticketing fee of $6. There's about 200 million flights that are booked offline across the world. And then as a service to our travel agencies, like Flight Center could be a big customer one day, for your people to be more productive and escape the phone calls, we just charge a per user monthly subscription fee. Traction and funding, we just wrapped up our experience in the Plug and Play Accelerator. And from that, we are going to begin working on 4 pilots on multiple continents to bring this to life, which means that now we have to raise money. So we're looking at raising about $1.5 million to build out our team. Our team has spent the last 5 years in group airfare. So we sold about $75 million worth of group airfare, and we found the process riddled with inefficiencies. So our dream is to really bring a whole industry online and be the starting point for every school, every sports team, every tour operator's shopping experience. We think that this makes sense. It's natural for the airlines who are wanting to become more digital, and in doing so and investing a little bit of resources, they can actually have a pretty big and profound effect on a large segment of the population and their customers that have been totally neglected and forgotten about. I am Kenny, one of the co-founders of Bacarai, and we are reshaping group air travel.
Thank you. Dragons, Peter, you can talk this time.
Rock and roll. Cool.
So can you talk a little bit about the product infrastructure that you built out today and what will be different, call it 6 to 9 months from now as you build out the team?
Yeah, so we were fortunate where we built the back half of the product first. So currently, group airfare, it's like a contract that you manage from payments to ticketing. So we have a digital portal that helps tour operators manage all of that to have their contract online. What we're working on now is actually connecting into each airline's APIs to develop pricing and then to connect to their payment system. And then also to get more of their customers into their loyalty program. These are all things that that's the next step of making it a fully automated product.
So you're basically a marketplace for group airfare, which I think this is obviously a huge need in this industry, so inefficient. So talk to me a little bit about your marketing and distribution strategy and how you're going to access customers.
Yeah, so this is actually really cool, and we'll learn a ton about this because I don't know if we have all the answers yet. But group airfare is not like a favorite product of the airline. So in the early stages of talks, the airlines are looking just to redirect all their group traffic because they can shut down one of our pilot partners is looking at just shutting down all their call centers globally and redirecting all of their traffic.
So I think you found a unique space to innovate in. I think it's ripe for disruption, but you're coming to airlines at a very busy time in the midst of NDC chaos. How are you going to make your way through that?
Yeah. So one of the things that we want to do, because obviously selling to airlines is not the easiest thing, but we think that we can reduce the development time because many of the major airlines, they use common PSS systems or common APIs. So we are, not much I can say, but we are working with some of the PSS providers to actually create an out-of-the-box solution. So the first few customers may take 6 to 8 months to do the development, but we're looking to cut that in half once we have the infrastructure up and running.
So Katie, are you really just providing access to this content through a marketplace, or are you integrated back into the airline's yield management systems and all their back-end systems? And have you thought about the pros? I don't know if you're familiar with the pros, but the leader in kind of revenue management, they have a group air product, which is really targeted for the airline's website, but it might be kind of an interesting potential partner for you as well.
Yeah, we are familiar with pros. Pros built Lufthansa's. And the concept moving forward would be if Lufthansa wanted to publish rates, we would direct them into the Pros product. The one thing that I will say is that Pros is a revenue management company by and large, and I think that we came from the customer side, so we'll build out a whole bunch of suite of other services to really service the customer.
Can you clarify that it's $6 per ticket and who's paying that?
The customer, yeah.
So inevitably, the airline will want to charge perhaps a different price for that, or take a cut?
Possibly. Fingers crossed, I hope not, but.
Any more questions? Great, thank you, Kenny.
Thank you.